just missed my notification. Ah! It came on and I missed it. Hang on. I will get there yet. Yay! I'm excited. Do you have your DSP ready? Who's playing? What's going on here? Something funky is happening. My notification went up and now it's gone. But I want to see what you're saying. So I have to do this. Bear with me for one moment. Hang in there. I hope my head's not chopped off. Normally I get in and I'm like this, but I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Something is really strange here. Let's see. Maybe I'll do it this way. Well, this is a waste of time, isn't it? Notifications. No notifications. They will show up here. Well, they won't because they're not. You know what? I am going to shut this down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please chat amongst yourselves because I think I'm live. I'm pretty sure I am. I will be right back. I'm just going to take a peek. And yeah, I see. Sorry. I looked on, like my camera's not facing me. I can't see you. But I see that Christine is here. And I got a beautiful Christmas card from Christine with a fantastic gift in there. I can't wait to show you, but you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait. My iPad is warming up. I should have brought my laptop down. And now I've got nervous chatter happening. If you have shared, you will have to let me know again that you have. Wow, what is happening? Okay. Come on, iPad, you can do it. I'm sitting here looking at my apple. Okay, there it is. Okay, I think we're going to be okay. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Chris, I'm glad you're here. Please don't go away. Please don't go away. I want to know who got their 12 by 12 DSP ready. And if you haven't, you still have time. You're going to grab any DSP that you want. We're making a Christmas ornament with it. And you are going to score that whole 12 inches, every quarter of an inch, okay? Here we go. 3 minutes ago, I got my notification and there we are. Okay, now I see you all. Yay! Okay, let me scroll back here. So I can say my hellos. Hello to Darlene and to Kathy. You're just watching. That's great. You know what? Watch. And, oh, really? Okay. Thank you, Dar. Vicky, hello. Christine, I am live. Sherry, hello. Hello. Oh, and my volume's good. That's good. Sherry liked and shared. Let me put your name down. I hope you girls all have, Vicky, thank you. I hope you girls all have had a chance to win. Yay, Christine, thank you for not going away. And I see Susan's here. Kathy, I've got you down that you shared, and you know what? You shared yesterday when I mentioned it, and then you shared again today. Barb, hi, nice to see you. And yeah, I have 3 beautiful Christmas cards that I want to show you all before we get going. I hope some of you were able to take advantage of the free shipping yesterday. I did, and after I hit send, I regretted that I actually didn't add more. But anyway, That's okay. That is the way it goes. Let me introduce myself. Hello, bonjour. My name is Denise Willerton, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. If you are watching via YouTube after the fact, please subscribe. I would be ever so grateful. I'm at 276 subscribers. That's crazy. That would be awesome. Likely not, but by the end of the year, if I hit 300, that's the stretch. But anyway, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe down below to my YouTube channel. And you know what? Let me bring the camera down and let's get going, and I can chat with you about a few other things as we go. I got my pre-order today. The box was so heavy because I've got a whole bunch of paper share in there. If you're interested in the paper share, let me know. I did send out a Google form. If you need me to resend that, let me know. For anybody in Canada, if you want to take part in my paper share, just drop me a message that you want to. I will personally message you, get your, and then I can send you the Google form for that. Let me bring the camera down, okay? Hang tight. Whoa, swing it around. Let's bring that up a little bit so that we're a little more square to the table. Okay, here we go. And let's do this. I've got all my elements ready, but let me show you these beautiful, look at this Christmas card. How sweet is that? These bells are from days gone by, but I love them. In fact, when they were on the retirement rack, I don't know if there's still some in there, but I grabbed a whole bunch of them because I absolutely love them. So I got this beautiful card. It's embossed and it looks like it was painted with shimmer paint. I got that from my beautiful friend Karen, who used to live across the hallway from me when we did our little one-year stint in a condo. I got this beautiful card from my friend Chris, and I got a wonderful gift in there. Isn't this gorgeous? Like, look at that embossing folder with the champagne rhinestones, and it is the most wonderful time of the year. Look at that. Christine and Barb were in Saskatoon taking in the Olympic trials, and my two favorite teams ever, Jennifer Jones, a personal family friend, I'm name dropping, and Brad Gushu, they both won. So they are going, you only scored every half an inch. Barb, you know what, it might be, you know what, I'm not sure, Barb, because I've never done it at every half an inch. And then I got this beautiful card. I own this stamp set, and you know what? I have yet to create a card using it. Now see all the little dots? I believe what Chez did, because Chez created this one. If you take a toothbrush, like go buy yourself a toothbrush at the dollar store, and if you put, if you dab that into your, what am I trying to say here? Into your stamp pad, and then you can kind of flick the paint. I think that is how Chez did that. It's beautiful. I love it. I love splatters. So I got those beautiful Christmas cards in the mail or handed to me this past week, and they are pretty. If you do want to place an order with me, this host code will be good probably till about the first week of January, and then I might close it off. These are the instructions for what we're doing today. Okay, so you need a 12 by 12 DSP scored every 1/4 of an inch all the way across. You need 2 circles with cardstock, either an inch or an inch and a 1/4. It really doesn't matter. You need twine or cording, about 6 inches, and you're going to do that 2 times. You're going to need 2 embellishments, so that would be like anything like this, like a star or a bow, and this you can always do after the fact, so this part here is not imperative that you have it now. So I just have this little tray. You know what this is? This is the top to a Ferrero Rocher. So yeah, something like that. you need 2 of those, and you need 1 jewel element, such as a bell or a star. So that's what this is all about. Okay, so let's just put that in my little tray. There's my 2 circles. I'm going to need that. You are going to need a glue gun. And you know what I forgot to mention? A silicone mat. Ladies, if you do not have a silicone mat, what are you waiting for? You need, I'm sorry, but you do. You need a silicone mat. You need tear and tape, and you're going to also need a bone folder, okay? So there's my DSP, and I'm scored at 1/4 inch. I don't know if you can hear that, all the way across, okay? And before I get going, I was so excited to be a part of a tutorial bundle. So what that is each of these cards are from a different Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, okay? And they are, some have videos, some do not all. I think most of them don't, but they have a step-by-step tutorial on how to create each of these cards. Now this is just a little sneak peek of everything. If you are interested in a bundle tutorial, use this host code and place a $50 order, and I will send you the PDF to each one of these tutorials, okay? They all have to do with Christmas, and I mean, you can always use them next year too if all your Christmas is done. This one here is so sweet. It's an angel, so I don't know if you can see from your angle, but it's hanging on a tree, okay? So these are beautiful. I did take a peek at all of them, and they're gorgeous. There's that log cabin, just beautiful. This is a stair-step card with a step-by-step on how to do that. So again, if you are interested in that bundle tutorial, let me know. Use that host code, place a $50 order, or if you want porch pickup, I can do that for you, and you will still receive this tutorial bundle, okay? Let's get going. So, Barb, I don't know if you fixed your DSP or not to be every 1/4 inch. I honestly don't know if 1/2 inch is going to work. It might. I'll have to do that one day and see if that works. So let's take your 12 by 12, and my score lines are going this way, okay? So I am going to place that. Score lines are going this way. I'm going to place it the other way. So my score lines are going that way, okay? You're going to place that in your cutting machine, and you can go, I don't want to go 1.5. That's 1 3/4. You know what? I think I'm going to go 2 inches. Now, the reason why I had you score the whole sheet is because if you do it that way, you can keep creating more ornaments, okay? So I'm at 2 inches here. You can do 1 3/4. You can make them as big or as little as you want. You can do them at 3 inches. And Barb, that's where I'm not sure if it works with a 1/2 inch, because what we're going to do now, let me turn some lights on, and I'm just going to do 1. And depending on the time, maybe I'll do 2, but I only cut supplies for 1. Now what we're going to do on each of these score lines, we are going to valley and mountain fold, okay? So I'm just going back and forth with my score lines. I'm going to give that a little finger burnish every now and then. And you have to go back and forth, okay? Now, if I would have been smart, I would have had one of these ready. Oh, and you know what? Here's the other side of my, you can see my score lines. That's the other side. So this was cut at, what did I say? This was cut at 2 inches. So you can go bigger if you want. So we're just going back and forth. Now, depending on who wins the draw today, if it's for porch pickup, I will be gifting someone an ornament. If it needs to be mailed away, I'm going to gift someone a Christmas card. I wish I would have done this sooner, so I'm just flipping it over and going the other side, but I'm still doing valley fold, mountain fold, or fan fold, or back and forth, whatever you want to call it. Barb, is this working for you? Pretty hard when you've got your hands full doing this to turn around and answer me. Back and forth, and every now and then I just drop that and carry on with a smaller batch. Just easier. Just about done. Okay, so there's my back and forth. Okay. Voila. Okay, grab your silicone mat. There's my glue gun. I'm not quite ready for that yet. It's been heating up for a while. I wanted it nice and hot. See, this is why you want a silicone mat. Your adhesive never sticks to it, which is fantastic. I'm going to take my tear and tape, and I am going to put a little strip down there, cut that off with my trusty ruler, and now let's remove that backing. Now when I bring this to this edge, do you see how I've got two valley folds going together? I don't want that. So I am just going to take my snips, and along that score line, I'm just going to cut 1 of my 1/4 inches away. And now my mountain valley fold is still doing a mountain valley fold. Okay, now I've got a little bit of adhesive sticking out, so let's just cut that off and remove that from my scissors. Okay, so here we go. Now I would also suggest, when you're using a heat gun, if you have these precision tweezers, that's a lifesaver. It really is. So what I'm going to do is you're going to take your rosette, because that's what this is, and you are just going to, come on, you know what? Barb, here's the thing. I'm just realizing this now. If you stayed at 1/2 inch, you can do a 2-inch flourish when you're doing a 1/4 inch. You know what? My flourish, I don't know if you can see it better on this side, because I'm so long, for every 1/4 inch, this is actually not going to work. So let me see. This is good. This is good learning. Let me see if I can stretch this out and cut this at one end 3/4, and let's see what happens. Do you see how it wasn't folding? The joys of live when you haven't really tested what you're going to do. Okay, let's cut that off. on that side. Okay, and let's lay that down and at 1 3/4 on this side. Come on, baby, work with me. Okay, 1 3/4 on that side, and let's cut that off. Okay, so I have cut off 1/4 inch. Are you all still with me? So I still have my valley and mountain fold happening. I just want to help it along here a little bit more. It's a little bit difficult to do this with a band-aid on your thumb and stitches in your finger or in your thumb. So it is making this a little bit awkward for me. Is that going to fold now? There we go. So 1 3/4 inches works. Whoop. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Get my rosette happening on this side. Get that valley mountain thing. It's giving me action right there. Okay. All right, now see how that worked? Okay, now let's get onto our silicone mat. So Barb, depending where you're at, if you're still at 1/2 inch, or yeah, if you're still at 1/2 inch, Barb, and you score, or if you're still at a 1/2 inch score and you have a 2 inches wide, it should work. Okay, now this is how I did it. Let's put something down there. Is my rosette going to stay? Oh, yay. Let's grab tweezers, and I want to just grab a little bit of that, okay? Let's get some glue on there. Now, the reason why I'm using my tweezers is because I don't want to touch that, because it is hot. Place that in there and just give it a little hold for a minute. Now, if you don't have a glue gun, I think you can use your liquid glue, but you're going to have to hold it much longer than you do with a glue gun. Now, if you flip it over, I can put some glue right down here in my rosette, like so, and let's put that one down. I'm going to flip it over so I'm not touching the hot glue because it burns. There we go. Okay, that's all we need for our hot glue. So I am going to just send that up that way. I'm going to unplug it so I don't accidentally stick my finger in it. Then you're going to take your cording. You can use twine, you can use whatever you want. And I did say 6 inches, which is probably quite generous. And you're going to do that 2 times. Actually, I'm going to do 6 inches for the top. And I'm going to do about 5 for my little embellishment, because I want my little embellishment that's going to be at the bottom a little bit shorter. Now, girls, please help me with my decision. Where did they go? Am I going to use a star at the bottom of this, or am I going to use a bell? And I'm going to wait in here. Now with this star, because I know I'm going to use it eventually, I want to take this little twine right off. I'm just going to throw that in the trash. Okay, bell or star. In the meantime, let's get our cording for our holder together. You know what I should have done? I should have put it under here. That might have been smarter. That might have been smarter. Too late now. Okay. And maybe I did, no, I don't want to use my glue gun because it's going to, the glue gun's going to show. I'm going to put a daub of glue in there. A star. Kathy wants a star. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I probably put way too much. Way too much. Okay, so that has pretty much set. And let's just go to the other side. Let's slip the star through the cording. And I want to go kind of in the same line. So I'm going to put that right there. I want to get that good and glued up. Give that a little push down. Now if you do have adhesive showing, you can just make sure that when you put your center element that it's bigger, or you can cut a bigger circle, but don't use the glue gun again because it's going to get too thick. Just use regular adhesive, okay? Now, I hope I'm safe to flip this over. So this is going to go like so. Now, when you decorate your rosette, you can do whatever you want. I've seen them where people have actually taken beautiful buttons and they've placed buttons in the center and they look gorgeous. I'm gonna have to wash this after because it's a mess. And I'm assuming I am right here with this. Let's get that nice and glued up. Let that sit for a minute. And now, because I'm silver, I'm thinking I want to stay in that, but you know what? I want something bigger because this is a bigger rosette. I'm wishing my circle was bigger. That might show up really nice. Kind of gold on silver. I don't mind that look at all. What do you think, girls? What do you think? Let's get a dimensional. I wish that was bigger. You know what? Excuse me for one moment. I'm going to get a bigger punch. So I've got these punches are ancient. They are ancient. Silver. Silver what, Kathy? I'm not sure. Oh, the silver star rather than the gold. See, I'm liking the bigger. So that was 1 3/4 inches. So let's do that twice. If you don't have punches, I'm sure you can use dies. I just never, I never grabbed any, but you can use dies. You can use a shape. You can use whatever you want. Now, the reason why I'm staying with white is because I don't want to pull I don't want to pull another color in there. So all I'm going to do is add some Tombow to that, add my larger circle. I could have even done a 2-inch, but I don't want to take away too much from my rosette. Okay, so if I put the silver star there, that is stunning. And look at, you could even use that champagne. You can do a bow, but let's stick with Kathy's suggestion and let's add, I'm just going to cut a smaller, I don't know if that's going to end up being too small. Should work. Let's see. Let's just add a few more because I have a feeling that that's not going to be enough. Anybody else going to try and make one of these? And Barb, how is yours going? Let me know, please. I'm interested. I am very interested. So all I did was I cut my mini dimensionals even smaller. I think I'm not quite in camera here. And now let's remove that backing. You can do anything with these. You can decorate them however you want. If you're having a winter wedding, this would be a really sweet little party favor for all your guests. But of course, you're going to want to have a party with as many girls as you can to help create them. Okay, now see how my adhesive is actually still showing. I am going to see if I can take some of it away. I need a tissue, or a paper towel works. There, that helps. That one was nicely done. Okay, this one here, this is where if you have a little bit of a longer cord and you tucked it closer to the circle, you're not going to see your adhesive if you tucked this in closer to the center. When I made my other ones, I didn't make them as big and I couldn't remember the size, so I was just today going by memory, which for me, not a good idea. Oh, you know what? I could have done that. Well, I'll do that on this side. Yay! Now let's see if I'm going to hide my adhesive, and I'm not really, but you know what? I think it should dry okay. So if I add another circle, and you could go bigger, again, I used 1.5. You could use 2 inches, but at the same time, you don't want it so big that it's taking away from your rosette. So my advice is make your cording a little bit longer and tuck it closer to your center. And then you should be, you should be good to go. Okay, now let's put a dimensional behind this little guy. Move our bell because we're not using our bell. Is that going to be too big? I don't want it showing through. No, we should be okay. Remove your backing. I'm going to make a whole whack of these with my grandkids. They love doing crafts with Grandma. Now, originally, I had cut silver foil for my circles, but then I thought, well, if I'm putting if I'm putting a silver star or a silver snowflake, it's going to go missing. So I changed my plan and I just use white cardstock. I'm just trying to make that star fall a little nicer. Now this is thicker cord, so if you, it fell apart. Please don't do that. Get in there, baby. I need to let that sit a little bit. I was playing with it too much. So if you have a lighter cord, this star here will sit nicer. So that is how you make a rosette, okay? Now, my adhering of my cording, not so great, ladies. So I'm going to play with that and perfect it. But I love making these. It's so much fun. So again, on this one, I scored it every 1/4 of an inch. And then I cut it 1 3/4 inches wide. So there's my DSP, all ready to go with more. I accidentally cut here, so I'm not going to use that piece. You're going to try on a long piece of twine. Yeah, Darlene, I think that's exactly what you need to do. And so I think that's what I am going to do next time. And you know what? There's time. Why don't I make another one? Okay, so let's go. So again, I've scored every 1 1/4 inches, or not 1 1/4. I scored every 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut this 1 3/4 inches, and my score lines are going this way. Okay, my score lines are going that way, and I'm cutting this way. That's how you make your rosette. So that's 1 3/4 inches. Now remember how we cut away one little section. So cut away one section. You don't need that 1 little 1/4 of an inch section. Back and forth. And again, with my sore thumb, this is not the easiest feat here. I chopped my finger when I was cutting carrots, Julienne. One of my carrots rolled and my knife went kunk into my thumb. My poor grandson was there watching me. Grandma, are you okay? Hi, Rita. Nice to see you here. We are creating a Christmas rosette. So, score a 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to let that drop so I can keep going with my valley and mountain fold. Flip it this way. So yeah, after I proceeded to try to chop my thumb off, my daughter had to come over and help me put the rest of dinner away. Her neighbor is a doctor, so I went over after dinner and she froze my thumb, which hurt like ridiculously crazy. Oh, I gotta plug my glue gun back in. Sorry, there we go. The glue gun is armed and ready to go. And so she took a look at my cut before she gave me my needles, just because she wanted to see what it looked like. And she's like, oh my, that is deep. She said, you know what, there's a little pumper under there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I cut it. I cut it well. I cut it well. So my tear and tape is a little wider than a 1/4 of an inch, so I know I want to go on that side. I know I'm going to need to cut a little smidge of it off. Let's rip our tear and tape. let's remove our backing. So when I go to cut my twine, remind me that I need it longer. And actually, you know what? I've got, not here, but I'm going to go get it. Now I'm going to take this, I've got my adhesive here, and I'm going to connect it to there, like so. And if you have any adhesive sticking out, now is where you would trim it away. Okay, and I like to use tear and tape for that, because then I don't, hi Karen, welcome here. We're just making a little rosette. I'm gonna go get some white twine. This will work. That is from a past paper pumpkin kit, is what that is from. Okay, now let's get, you know what? I'm just going to go right ahead and I'm going to cut, I wonder what 1 3/4 would look like. So this is a 1 3/4 inch. I want to see how much of the rosette oh, that's what I used. Okay, 1 3/4 of an inch, and I need another one. Good thing I had some cardstock just sitting there waiting for me. Hi June, welcome here. Just making a little Christmas rosette, and now I'm on my second one just to show everybody again, and because I mucked it up. Okay, so now you're just going to fold that down. I'm just encouraging my valley and mountain folds to, there we go. So there's my rosette. Okay, that needs a little bit of help. There we go. There it is. Okay, now, little rosette, don't move. Let's put something weighted on it for a moment. You want to take your tweezers. Now that is ready to go. I hope my glue gun is warm again. We'll soon find out. Let's pull that into the screen. Am I glitching, girls? I'm glitching at my end. Let's get some glue gun in there. And again, if you don't have a glue gun, I think, I've never done this with just Tombow, but I think you can. No glitching. Okay, it's me, because I'm glitching out here like crazy. Barb, how did yours go? Is it working? The 1/2 inch only, okay, it only makes a half circle. That's kind of what I thought, Barb, because then it ends up, you don't have enough to come back around to make a circle unless you make a really small rosette, right? So did you turn around and score at 1/4 of an inch again? Like, what did you do? And that glue, see how that was sitting on my silicone mat? Not going anywhere. Yeah, Tombow definitely would, Barb. Just hang on to it. Let it sit a little bit longer. Okay, we're going to put a glob of heat gun here, or whatever this is called. Glue gun. You redid it at 1/4 of an inch. Awesome. Let's put that down. Okay, now that is good to go. All right, so for this one, maybe I will do it different. I will do a bell, and I will use these stars just for a different effect, and a snowflake. Let's get the rest of this out. So you can use whatever die cut you want. You can use a button. If you have pretty buttons, you can put a button there. And now what I want to do is I'm going to cut my thread, but I'm going to cut it longer than I did last time, okay? I'm going to go 8 inches for my holder. And where did it go? I lost it. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. Okay, let's add a glue dot, and we will tuck it under our circle, and let's see how that goes. So if I add a glue dot to this and tuck it under, and then I want to try and stay in the same area, I'm going to do the same thing on that side. I'm liking this better. So grab your glue dot, and I want to be in this valley right here. Adhere it to your twine. There we go. And tuck it under and just give it a press. There we go. So there's my holder. I'm liking that. I am liking that. And I mean, I could even add liquid glue in there, but at least now it's tucked under, okay? So I'm liking that. So that was about 8 inches, Dar. So you had said you wanted to go longer, and I would suggest that you do. Now let's go about, well, let's see, because I don't want my bell hanging that long. So if I go on this one, if I go about 6.5, okay, so that one is 6.5. I had, yesterday, I had 5 boys that came over to make cards. They were doing a fundraiser for an organization in Australia for cleaning the seas. And they needed thank you cards, so they each made 25 of them, which was so fun. I'm going to tuck that under. It's not letting go. It's not letting go of my take your pick tool. Come on, baby. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's stuck on my take your pick tool really well. Let's do it this way. There we go. So 5 boys in here, and I was going somewhere with this. I had a point to my story. I think you could put your cord twine between the 2 sides that join. Ooh, Barb. Yes. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yes, Barb, that's a great idea. Thank you for that. See, this is why I love doing Facebook Lives. Okay, I've got my bell in there. My take your pick tool is really sticky on the tip of it. I am for sure going to try that, Barb. Thank you. And so I've got my glue dot, and I'm going to go under my circle, and ta-da! That one was easy. So now that hangs beautifully, right? And now let's get our embellishments on it. So I'm going to use the other ones now. Well, that bugs me. I had a point that I was going to share with these boys in my home yesterday. Anyway, it's gone. It's gone. Just as fast as the idea or whatever it is. Oh, that's what you did, Dar? Did it work? Yay! Brilliant. You girls are brilliant. I learned so much from everybody else. Okay, now this one is going to be a little bit interesting on where I put my dimensionals. I think I'm going to try to cut them really, really small. Because I don't want them showing. I do not want them showing. So I'm just cutting on the edges, and I wonder if I need to cut the little guys even smaller. Let's see what happens. Who's going to make some of these? I know Darlene is, obviously, and Barb is. Anybody else? Chris, Kathy? I'm going every other kind of flower bump. Every other flower bump. Yay, you finished your calendars. That's so good. That's so good. You know what? This is just a really cool little idea. If you're having dinner guests for Christmas, you could have one of these sitting at each of their plates, and they get to go home with a little ornament. So look at that. Isn't that so sweet? So this one here, that's stuck there. This one here, because it's just like our beautiful thread and not the cording, the bell hangs a little bit nicer than the bell does. The bell hangs nicer than the star does, because this is so heavy. The star doesn't, it doesn't hang nice. So, yeah. So these are just fabulous little dinner gifts for people that are coming for dinner. Okay. So the people that have shared today, I have. You're trying. Chris, you can do it. You can do it. Kathy shared, Sherry shared, Vicky shared, and Kathy shared again. So Kathy shared when I announced that I was going live yesterday, and she shared again today. So that's why Kathy is in there twice. If anybody else shares, I will add your name before I close off today, because you can still share. I'm going to bring the camera up so I can do my draw from last week. The girls that shared last week were Sherry, Marcia from Texas, she was new, Susan, Pat, Dar, and Kathy. That's who shared last week, okay? You only shared once? Well, Kathy, you didn't. You shared once today, but you shared 2 days ago when I said that I was going live. Gail, you shared? Okay, I will add your name for next week. So yeah, Kathy, you shared today. But here you also shared 2 days earlier when I said that I was going live. So you know what? That has to count. That has to count for something. So thank you for that. I'm going to bring the camera up so I can do my draw. Oh, you did not share today? Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to take one of your names away then. Thank you for your honesty. Dar, you shared? Thank you for that. Let me bring the camera up. Barb, you shared. I'm sorry, hun. Got you down. Got you down. I'm going to bring the camera up, and I'm going to draw from here for today. okay? And I think, no, I don't have all locals. If you get dizzy, be very careful because the camera's coming up and flipping over. Here we go. Ah, I think I did it. I think I did it. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So yesterday, when I had these 5 students over creating a card, it was so fun. You know how I sit on my exercise ball? Well, obviously, when they were finished their 5 cards each, so they all made, all told, these students made 25 cards. They were bouncing around on my exercise ball. And when you do that, it eventually kind of loses some of its air. So I had to pump it up again today before I did my live. So my exercise ball is quite firm and I feel like I'm sitting taller. Okay, let's draw our name for those who shared last week and let's see what we have. Who's still making Christmas cards or ornaments? Like, are you tired of doing it or are you still having fun? Okay, I've got 1. Whoop. I've got 1 and the winner is Dar. So Dar, I have a Christmas ornament for you, okay? Because you are local and I know that I will be seeing you. Do you want the star or do you want the bell? Which one do you want? Because it does not matter to me, okay? Do you want the star or the bell? Okay, and I will make sure you get that so that you can display it before the season is over. I'm going to take these names from last week and throw them out. And I'm adding my new names for next week. Now, next week is getting pretty close to Christmas. I'm pretty sure that the star, okay, I'm pretty sure that I still will be doing a live next week. The week after, likely not. I'm not looking at my calendar. So today is what? Today's the 8th, I believe. So next week is the 15th. Am I going properly? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a live next Thursday. Not sure about the following week, okay? So today's the 9th. Yes, today is the 9th. So next week is the 16th. The week after that is the 23rd. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It all depends. I still have lots to do. I've got a whole whack of t-shirts that I want to tie-dye. I need to get that all wrapped up and 3 of them sent away to the States, to BC, and then wrap up gifts for my kids. We'll see. We'll see where I'm at. Anyway, I'm going to tootle off and have fun and make some rosettes. And you know what? If you make some rosettes and you post them on your Facebook page and tag me or post them on my Facebook page, I will enter your name for next week's draw as well, okay? So don't forget to tag me. Otherwise, I won't find it. And I can't go on everybody's site and look to see if they did. So make sure you tag me and I will enter your name for a draw for next week, okay? I will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your day and have a great weekend because it's almost here. Bye now.